Hey everyone, I'm out here in Santa Cruz de Tenerife, or Santa Cruz de Tenerife, and I am taking a break from a run because of the statue actually, and I'll get to that. This week I've been meaning to do a vlog the whole week, obviously trying to get it done on Monday. It didn't happen, largely because I had a team from the BBC here and they were keeping me rather busy. Really cool guys, had a really good time with them. I hope they had a good time with us too, and I realized after they left that I really wished I would have done a video with them, or at least of them a little bit. So I'll splice in some Vine footage here and that's all you're gonna get. But basically, my job here with Mercy Ships is probably gonna be the coolest job ever. I am the PR coordinator for the ship. Don't take anything I say, by the way, as Mercy Ships opinions or anything. Disclaimer, this is all my own, stupidity, and it's not official. But my job is the PR coordinator for Mercy Ships, and it's essentially to host media teams and vision trips, which means that people that come from the media, like the BBC, I host them and I help them get what they need. And people that are major donors that come visit, I help to show them around and everything. The point is that my job is pretty awesome, and hopefully I'll be able to introduce you to people that I'm working with as time goes on, but I didn't get to do it this time. The reason that I stopped in front of the statue here is actually because people ask me pretty frequently, actually, where I get my inspiration, usually for writing, often not for this, because this is obviously not that inspired. The real answer is that I don't know where my inspiration comes from, but that sounds kind of tongue-in-cheek, and it's not what people are looking for. So the real answer is statues like this behind me. I saw this the last time that I was in Tenerife. It kind of looks like two characters from my books, and if you haven't read my third book, you won't know what we're referring to here. But it's kind of like a rendition. It's not exactly it, but that kind of inspired me to be thinking about the myth that scene would later create, because that's what I'm working on. If you haven't read that blog post yet, then I'll link to it in the doobly-doo to steal John Green. But people ask me, where does my inspiration come from? And often it's from things like this, from statues or things I see or music or whatever. It's just a spark that leads me down a creative path, and it's pretty cool. So anyways, I'm gonna keep running and I'll go back to the ship, and then I'll show you a little bit of the Canaries before we leave, and hopefully this does it from Spain, which is actually kind of more Africa, but geopolitically, it's actually Spain. It's weird, I don't get it either. Anyways, I'm only about 3/4 of the way done with my run, and you can actually see the ship all the way over there. And they're leaving in an hour, but that's okay. It's not gonna take me very long to get over there. But that's where we've been berthed for a while. In the beautiful Canary. Oh, that's not a very good shot at all. So I realized that I needed to run into town because I ran out of toothpaste and I needed to get some. And then of course toothpaste turned into shampoo, and then I also needed sunscreen, and then they were selling cherries for really cheap. And I'm not gonna get cherries for a long time, so, better get some cherries. So this store back up here is full of mannequins that are rather creepy. They're in traditional dress, which isn't creepy in and of itself, but when you combine it with the creepiness of the, lifeless faces, yeah, it's weird. And I thought they'd be gone, but they're still there. I guess they don't really change the decor very much, where I just keep coming when they put up the creepy mannequins. Does anybody else feel like they just stepped into the final boss battle on a Final Fantasy game? Because wow. I just kind of went way out of the way of my run, and now I got a long ways to go back, and I don't want to run with this bag full of stuff, but I might have to. I'm sure I'll make it back in time. They're not gonna leave without me, right? Oh yeah, and I got a peach too. Oh, I'm not gonna get very many of these for a long time either. In my experience with Mercy Ships, fruit is one of those things that's hard to come by, fresh fruit. I mean, there's mango season, but aside from that, and plantains, which don't taste very fruity, there isn't a lot to go around. Oh, don't want to advertise the Fred Olsen. So back at the ship, more or less, and we're all kind of, I don't know if you can see the people behind me, but they're enjoying their last few minutes of shore leave, which expires in about 30 minutes. So this is the ship that I'll be sailing on for the next 14 days? It's a good thing I bought a lot of cherries. Anyways, I'll be vlogging a little bit from the sail, and I hope that you'll sail with us. That's the hashtag that we're throwing out there, and it's gonna be a really good time. I can't wait. For the next year, I'm gonna be vlogging and blogging from the Congo. If you don't include the time I'm vlogging and blogging from the Atlantic, which will just count because, you know what? I'm en route. But if you'd like to join me for this adventure, I have no idea what's going to happen, but it should be good. Hopefully it's a little bit crazy and varied, and we have some upcountry adventures, and there's a train that it takes 8 hours to get to Brazzaville, unless it breaks down, in which case it takes 24 hours, and unless it derails, in which case you don't make it there. Their safety record's not that good. But here's the beautiful Canary Islands, and I will see you on Monday, because I'm going to actually get back on top of this. If you like this, please do subscribe, make sure to like it, and follow along, and there's links in the doobly-doo for everything that I mentioned. Bye.